Okay, if that is everyone, then we'll start the live section of this press conference with John Mitchell. If you'd like to ask him a question, please raise your virtual hand and we'll come to you. Who would like to go first? Thank you. Duncan, we'll come to you, please.
Good morning, John. Hello. What would it mean to build on what you did against France, the performance and the result, and finish the Six Nations on a bit of a high?
Yeah, clearly we want to perform well and finish positively as a group. This game, I think, will be somewhat different to the last Test match, so I think that needs to be we need to be very clear about that. This game's going to be highly unstructured. A lot of kicking in the air and stuff, and it'll be very physical. So it certainly will challenge us and them in different ways.
Yeah, I mean, Eddie was saying that yesterday. He expects this game to be more attritional and less open than France. Is that a message you've been drumming into the players?
It's not so much a message. It's more around what the game will actually unfold. It's the characteristics that exist within the opposition. I mean, they've picked Murray, who's excellent with his box kicking, and they've shown a tendency, haven't they, on advantage to go to the air as well. So we're under no illusions of what to expect. It's just a matter of making sure that you win your possession and you look to attack in other ways.
You've won 4 in a row against them. Do you feel like you have their number a little bit and you can outmuscle them?
Oh, you never have Ireland's number. Yeah, they're a tenacious side, a tenacious country. They fight bloody hard for each other. They'll rip in. There's no doubt about that. But we're ready for all that.
Thanks, John.
Cheers, Duncan. Nick, we'll come to you. Thanks.
Morning, John. I just wonder how you're thinking of dealing with Ireland's threat around the breakdown. They profited from turnovers last weekend in Edinburgh.
Yeah, they'll be quite excited from what they've seen of. They'll see that as opportunity against us. It's going to be a war at the breakdown, which is something we're ready for.
How do you deal with it?
How do you deal with it? You get there quicker than them.
Which sounds simple.
It does, and it is if you've got the right mindset. But clearly, it's the awareness around the unstructured situation that'll occur a lot more.
And mobility, I guess. If they're kicking a lot, you've got to have numbers and bodies there in time, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean it's the responsibility of everyone in today's game to be urgent over the ball, and clearly, Ireland will rely on crumbs, which can come from the aerial contest. So yeah, that's probably the area where everyone has to be most alert.
Great, thanks, John.
Thank you, Nick. Rory, we'll come to you. Thanks.
Thank you. Hi, John. How are you doing?
Good, thanks.
Can I just ask, you mentioned the kicking game and the unstructured part. What have you made of Ireland's structured attack, and what do you expect to be trying to handle on tomorrow?
Oh, their structured attack is something that they pride themselves in. It obviously got them going early in the match from a line out against Scotland. That was a very good example. Probably still very sequenced, but trying to create numerical advantages, I guess, through the quickness of that organisation.
What do you think has been key to the last year's wins over this Irish team?
At the end of the day, it just comes down to being able to get on the front foot and be able to, I guess, implant, how we want to play the game. So no different. We'll have to get on the front foot and also stop their momentum. Nothing really changes in that area.
And for me, just speaking during lockdown, Ben Young spoke about how to stop Ireland, you need to stop Johnny Sexton, that everything effectively goes through him in terms of their attack. Is that still the case now that he's 35, and have Ireland changed since that maybe game in the Six Nations last year in that regard?
Johnny's obviously still a huge fulcrum in the way that he organises and drives them. You have to admire his competitiveness and his drive, but definitely there's There's others being used as distributors in first phase. We've seen that from Lowe, in the Six Nations, that allows them to be involved in secondary attack and take away the ability to create inside pressure on him. He's evolving his game subtly to suit the needs of his team.
Thank you.
Have we got any more questions? Lovely stuff.